What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Amateurs Podcast. I'm your host, Darryl the Great. I'm here with my co-host, Edwin. Like always, I'm fucking pissed because the weather in New York, one day is fucking below freezing, and the next day it's fucking spring outside. And I'm just fucking pissed about that.
Yo, bro, it's November and we got 70 degrees. That's pretty. I don't know what global warming is, man. I never heard of global warming. You know,
It
climate
doesn't
change.
exist.
Climate change doesn't exist. So anybody that tells you it exists, they're lying to you. All right, because I've never seen 66, 69 degrees on a November day,
It's
and
just ridiculous, bro.
it's November 18th. It is not. I don't understand. And I listen. Last week it was like 30 degrees last weekend too. It was crazy, brick as fuck outside, bro. And now you got
I'm
all
trying to
this.
break out the fucking furs.
I mean, you got you got the merman, you got the Canada goose, the Canada geese. I mean, I can't afford a Canada goose. I don't know about you, bro. To be honest, so no,
Oops.
the North Face, the
I
South
thought
Face.
about it.
You know what's
I thought
funny?
about it.
I just got a memory about when I used to go on the Ave. If you know about the Ave, the Collie Block. If you're from Jamaica, Queens, you understand. And they used to have like the South. They used to have the South Pole as the counterfeit jackets. I was like, yo, this is like it's the same thing. And it wasn't no,
Yeah.
it was like, yo, it's the same thing. Like they had South Pole, Fubu, um, Canada. It wasn't even Canada Goose. It was like something like counterfeit Canada Goose. Like I don't even know the name of it, but like forget about buying the real shit, bro. Just buy that. You're gonna stay warm either way, even though it might rip. It seems might rip after a while though. You're not
That's
breaking the
fine,
bank.
bro.
You're not breaking the
That's
bank, bro.
fine.
You're not
You
breaking the
warm
bank.
though.
Yeah. You ain't freezing your ass off outside. Promise you that. So the South Pole, shout out to those jackets, bro. North Face,
Damn,
I
bro.
couldn't afford a North Face, so
When you say South Pole, like you're just like bringing back all these memories, like of all the fucking those brands that like in the 2000s were like popping, but like they weren't like mainstay brands. They were just there for that era, like Rockaware.
mm-hmm.
Uh, what's some other ones?
Rockaware, no Coochie sweater was I don't know. Coochie was another one.
That was
Um,
before our time though. That was more like
it was
90s
like
and
Echo
2000s.
Echo Echo unit with the rhino. If y'all know what it
Yes,
is,
yes,
the
that's
rhino.
that's the one I was
Yes,
gonna say.
that's another one. The Fubu, the Rockaware, I remember the Rockaware joints that Jay Z had promoted.
Yeah,
He had the sneakers, and then the Fat Farm. I don't even remember that
bro,
shit. Yo, this
crazy,
should have
bro.
had P
The
Diddy. Yo,
sweats,
and he used to have the cookie store and the Vim store on the Jamaica Ave, the Vim
they're still
store,
there.
Dr. J. I mean, the Vim's
They're
still
still
there.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
still
all
there.
still there.
No, I'm saying no, but that's where we used to shop. Nowadays, like if I would shop there nowadays, it should try to get some kicks if anything. But other than that, nah, I ain't shopping there for anything clothing
No, you too
wise.
bougie to shop on the Ave now.
No, I go there for kicks. I'll go to the Jimmy Jazz on the app. The Jimmy Jazz got some nice stuff on the Jimmy. That's a nice Jimmy Jazz, by the way, on the app though. But it's crazy. I forgot another brand. That's another brand that, damn, there's another brand that I forgot. Oh my goodness, top of my head.
I remember I had a Fat Farm suit, bro, with the big ass P right here, bro.
Oh hell no.
I was fucking fresh as hell, bro.
Man's got the whole suit on, son. Man's
It's
got the
black and
fat,
green.
and you had like the P logo. His
Yeah,
had the
bro.
thing and the P
Yeah.
right there. Yep, exactly, bro. Damn.
And the bitches had the fucking the P on the ass, like pink.
The apple bottom. Oh, that too.
No,
Yeah.
the Fat Farm shit.
Mm-hmm. I took all the
Yeah.
brands. Hey, listen,
Wow.
man. Fashion change,
It's,
bro.
I just got a nostalgia hit, bro. Wow. Crazy. It just hit me.
Sorry, bro. Listen, we moving on. We got look now. We got all different kind of clothes now. We moving up. Forget about buying lugs and shit.
It's crazy because those brands are still available. Like they're there.
Yeah, they're still around. Like the certain brands, lugs. What I remember really vividly is buying the Heelys. Um,
But you were fortunate enough to have Heelys.
I was fortunate enough to have Heelys. Remember, growing up, bro, I had now maybe I was a little thinking about it now. I was kind of a little spoiled because I had those when I was probably 9, the Black Panther 13s, the red and black, the bread 13s, what I'm calling it. The bread 13s had just dropped. I had copped
Black
those.
Panther. How you get a Black Panther?
because you know what it is. Because what I remember, this is kind of a stupid thing to remember now. The ad campaign. This is how you know fucking. The ad campaign for those 13s was a Panther. Their promoter Jordan was like going against the Panthers, so that was I remember. It was some shit I saw the other day on Instagram. That's what I remember it now. And I had the French Blue 12s. Those joints were fire when they came out. Like the French Blue 12s. Those I had those. I had the 13s. I had the Cardinal 7s. The Flint 13s as well. So I mean, I was a little fortunate enough to count those Jordans, bro. I don't know about you, bro. My mom was like, "Yo, you get those, get those." That's it. There was no such thing as Team Jordans unless until I got to like high school. No, middle school. That's when I was like, I gotta rock Team Jordans now. I used to be those Spizikes or those six rings or like, yeah, you know.
That's nice. No, yeah, nah, I didn't get into the sneaker thing until like high school. So
Yeah, I know. We used to have all the LeBron joints. Used to have the. We used to be heavy on our LeBrons. Comfy shoes though, with the full length Zoom. I can go on and
yeah,
on with.
when
I could go on and on with those, bro. Those 11. I think it was the LeBron. Which one were those? The LeBron. Damn, LeBron 11. LeBron. I don't know what number it is. I know it's not the tens. I think it's the 11s because the
you might be
tens were.
right.
Yeah, the 11s were the what the like the crazy design and it was mad like a thick ass mix midsole
Yeah,
and used to wear the hell out of those, bro.
they were comfortable.
No, they're comfortable shoes. No, definitely, bro. No, LeBron. I ain't copping LeBron sneakers unless I'm bowling in the gym with them. That's it.
Yeah, like Nike fell off. Like they forgot to like make it like appeal to a casual crowd. I don't know who still buys those sneakers. People still buy them?
No, people still buy them. I see people buy. I mean, definitely buy. I feel like a lot of people will buy the not the new ones, but like Nike has a knack for retroing shoes now, so they're retroing like the older LeBrons, like the LeBron 7, the one when they retro those when they had retro those blue all blue ones, like the all blue sevens. They had the South Beaches they retroed recently too, the eights. Like those sneakers I can see people rocking. If they were like retro the nines now, which is crazy to say that now, but like
Yeah.
if they do the big bang nines, the all orange with the Galaxy insole for the All Star game, like those, I feel like if you drop those again, people will buy those. I think people are buying those more than buying the new the bronze, only because I don't think they're geared towards casual wear. I don't think any of the
Geared
best.
towards.
I don't think any of the basketball kicks are really like that nowadays. And then you have your retros. Retros are never gonna go out of style, bro. We're gonna be in our 70s, 80s, and we're still gonna be talking about yo,
Retros.
you were talking about retros. Like it's gonna they're never gonna go out of style, to be honest.
Yeah, so anyways, a quick blast from the past. You got a lot to talk about. You got a lot to talk about as a depressed Mets fan, and it only gets more depressing because breaking news today, Bryce Harper won the National League MVP. How do you feel about that?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest here, bro. I'm not shocked because he had a great season. Now, looking at it from a Mets fan, I can care less about the Phillies. My experiences in that city, in Citizens
Obviously,
Bank Park, they're not good experiences.
obviously,
You know, you was there for one of them, and this past summer I went there again. Shutout game. That was a terrible game to be at. So the fans are very reckless over there. They're very much, you fucking suck. Which I can't. It's hard to clap back when your
you
team is
suck.
getting shut out through seven innings, and you're in the midst of a collapse in the beginning of August. It's kind of hard. I was kind of hard there. As a Mets fan, I really don't care. Um, there's a lot of other options. Tatis had a good chance to win MVP for a little while, and that everything went south with the Padres, so it's kind of hard to have him be nominated as an NL MVP. Being high, he didn't really help the team avoid that big collapse. I think you. I mean, hey, listen, is what it is. Bryce Harper was a player of. He already had that All Star caliber. He had that label already as an All Star. Well, he could definitely bring the talent, definitely bring stuff to the table. So the Phillies knew where they were getting when they signed him, when they brought him in, and now he just got an MVP. All he needs to do is get him a playoff spot in the World Series next. I mean, Bryce is gonna do what Bryce is gonna do. This is not talking as a baseball guy now. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. It's good to see that team that had so many. they had a good run at the end of the year, but obviously the Braves outplayed them towards the end. You know, to give it the be MVP on a team like that, that's hey man.
Do you think it was well deserved?
No, it was not well deserved.
Why do you say that?
It was
You
not
won
well.
a whole MVP.
It's not well deserved, bro. Nah, I'm just
Why would
talking.
you say
Nah, I'm,
something?
I'm talking smack. I'm talking smack. I'm gonna fuck with you. He got
Eddie,
it. He deserved it. He deserved it. He got his MVP. Not that it means anything for the team, but he got his MVP now.
I mean, it's good for bargaining reasons, you know? He's out here like I won an MVP. It's hard to do. There's hundreds of other players in the league. So
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, free
for the
agent.
next one, when he's like 30 to 35, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna need at least 55 million now. So speaking of people
Yeah,
that are
go.
getting like paid soon, Carlos Correa talked a lot of shit about Derek Jeter. And as a New York fan, Derek Jeter is an icon. Like whenever you think about the Yankees, it's very synonymous. And you think about Derek Jeter. Like it's hard to not think about Derek Jeter when you think about the Yankees. His
Mhm.
face was literally plastered all over the place for the past 20 years. He brought the team, well, he was one of the reasons that he brought the team 5 championships, part of the core four, legendary four-piece, whatever you call it for baseball,
The
most
core
important
four.
pieces.
The core
Yes,
four. Yeah.
yeah. Most important pieces for the Yankee championship runs in the 90s and a little bit over to 2000 early 2000s. He said that Derek Jeter was not a great fielder. And as a Yankee fan, I'm going to back him up because
Wow.
Correa
Yo.
is right.
Yo. Yo. That this is news to me. Like generally, you're you know how you know we talk on a daily basis. This is news to me, bro. Why? Can I ask you why, bro? Now, go ahead, explain yourself. Now, I'm sorry.
Listen, I try not to be one of those Yankee fans, the typical 27 rings, whatever, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very realistic guy. Okay.
Okay.
Realistically, if you go on baseballreference.com, one of the greatest baseball websites ever to be constructed in human history, it has literally everything that you need to know about baseball.
Mm-hmm.
If you look up the stats all time, fielding percentage, just looking at fielding percentage alone, all time, Derek Jeter is not even top 10. Derek Jeter is not the greatest fielder. However, there's times where he's made amazing plays, and those amazing plays came when you needed to win a game. So, no matter how mediocre you are at your position, if you make plays when you need to, which is in the playoffs, because we're Yankee fans, and Yankee fans only expect greatness in the playoffs, doesn't matter what you do in the regular season,
Mm-hmm.
you become legendary. Reggie Jackson, he hit all those home runs. When? When did he hit those home runs? In the postseason. Now, being a defender at the shortstop positions, one of the hardest positions in the infield, Carlos Correa is top 15 all time. He's up there with your boy, Francisco Lindor, by a couple
Okay.
points.
One of the best.
Uh, yeah, he's got a long way to go, pal. Anyways, I just think, and to make it worse for me and my dream of having Carlos Correa at the shortstop position playing for the New York Yankees, I would love to see him in pinstripes. But according to sources, Aaron Boone has said that Carlos Correa is not in the plans for the Yankees offseason. And I'm okay with that. However, still very hopeful. And I want nothing but the best player to fill that role at shortstop because it's a very, very big blister in our defensive plans going forward to next year. We cannot have Glaber at shortstop. He's a liability at shortstop. We need to make improvements, and I think we will. However, Am I a little hurt by what Correa said? Of course, Derek Jeter, he is our little slice of heaven. But I'm gonna let it slide because the man is talented.
That is the worst. I'm probably the worst thing you ever said to me as a Yankee fan, honestly. Like you being a Yankee
It is what
fan,
it
like
is. It is what it
no,
is.
the Gold Glove comment was out of pocket. I'm not gonna hold you. You know, I will not lie. I think he got those Gold Gloves because of the, like you mentioned, the plays he did in the playoffs, that little toss he did in that against the Oakland A's. I think that guy was safe. He wasn't out. A lot of people say that he was safe. I think the reason why he won the Gold Gloves is he's a Yankee. Uh, Defensively, as a Yankee, I think you being in the pinstripes, I think it gives you that kind of that leverage. We're like, yo, we're gonna just give you the Gold Gloves. What I'm kind of like a little upset with you with a little bit here is that you're not, that's the, like you said, Derek Jeter, that's the guy. Like Derek Jeter, you look at the all-time Yankees, that he's on that list, man. He's on that Mount Rushmore of Yankee players the players to rock the pinstripes. And for him to say that about your guy, and then just because you want him on your team, I mean, it's a little, I don't know, bro.
Derek Jeter is the past.
I get it, he's the
Carlos
past.
Correa is now.
I
Okay,
get
I
it.
don't give a fuck.
But listen, let me tell you this though. Let me tell you this.
Tell
He's
me.
not gonna be in the pinstripes. There's a lot of
Okay.
evidence proving that he's not going to be in the Bronx. I know we
Okay.
mentioned a few.
I'm okay with that.
We mentioned that he had a picture in New York, got everybody hyped up. And then there's a
Got me
report that
hyped
comes
up.
out a few days ago that he's in talks with the Detroit Tigers. Let me just tell you this, bro. Why the hell would you play for fucking Detroit? There's nothing in Detroit right now that can possibly tell you I could win a championship with this team, unless you don't give a damn about the rings and just playing
Money,
for the
bro.
money. Yeah. Unless you're playing for the money, then all right, go ahead. If Detroit's offering you that big check, then go ahead, play for them. Spend the rest of your career there, not just collecting a check and playing the position. I mean, one of the best of your position at shortstop, and that go ahead.
I hate to be that Moneyball guy, but just take into consideration that you signed Miguel Cabrera for like forever, and there's like $40 million a year that you have to pay him. You still like owe him for like another million years. So I feel like these contracts, these big contracts in baseball are going to like come to a halt, especially with the negotiations coming up.
Yeah, I was thinking. I
Because
I was literally thinking that the other day. Yeah.
yeah, so do you have information on that? Like the
Well, I
bargaining
know that
agreement?
the bargain agreement that the players union and MLB they're not reaching a middle ground at the moment. There might be. I don't think there's gonna be a lockout for the season, but they're not reaching. They can't get an agreement so far. So for a fact, that's gonna cause problems with free agency and amongst everybody in the league that's gonna try to get these players before the CBA expires. A lot of people have been signing already. I'll get into that just now. There's not an agreement at the moment, so they're gonna, hopefully get it done soon. But that's part of that. What you mentioned, the salary. I think baseball has such, like, you can sign these players to outrageous deals. I never understood that. Like Mike Trout got a crazy deal a few seasons ago,
Worth every penny though.
years ago. Oh yeah, Mike Trout's perennial talent, absolutely. But you're giving these guys a lot of money, like Albert Pujols, like for the Angels, like in
Doesn't work
2011,
out.
didn't work
Never
out.
works out.
Like he should have been on the team. This was supposed to be the last year in the contract.
Yeah.
Technically, in 2021, he didn't play for the Angels.
Wait for
I
the
mean,
Doyers.
he played for the Angels, but he was in the Dodgers though. Yeah, but
Doyers.
anyway, free agency, man. I don't even start with that shit, bro.
Your boy Cano.
Your boy. Oh, Cano with the contract deal.
He got a big
Man,
contract
he got
from the Seattle Mariners that the
Yeah.
Mets decided to take.
They
How's
pick
that
up on
going?
it. We got Diaz out of it, and Diaz had a great season. So it took him a year to get it right. It took him all of 2019 and summer 2020. I think we won that. I think we won. I think we won that. Whatever happened with Cano, he doing some, he's shooting up. That's a different story, but I think we won that trade with Diaz. I'm happy with that. Now the free agency market right now is pretty depressing, bro. You know my
Depressing for you. For
for
us,
me
we're
for me.
expecting a little Christmas gift under the
I
tree
don't even
this
know what
year.
to expect now, bro. You're talking about Correa, how you're holding on to that hope for Correa for the Yankees and
Correa, Seager, any
him
high big name.
him playing in the Bronx. You're
Yes,
holding on to that. That's
yes,
optimism. I like that.
yes.
In terms of the and what's going on in Flushing, bro, it's pretty sad, bro. Like Conforto might be heading into the Mariners. The big, you know, the bomb dropped on us this past week. And the Syndergaard talks about I can't picture myself playing here anywhere else than with the Mets in New York, and then he just bolted out of here with the Angels for 3 million more than what we were offering, and according to what they were all. Sandy Oldenson said that they didn't even have a chance to match the offer. So it goes to show how much he liked to play in New York. I mean, I don't know. I was upset about it. He's one of my favorite players. He's one of the players I like to root for on the Mets. One of the OG, I guess the originals now from that 2015 squad, and is on the DeGrom now. I don't think it's gonna get any better for the Mets in terms of keeping all these free agents. Baez is rumored to go with the Red Sox. I don't even know, bro.
Sounds
It,
so hurt.
it's tough, bro, because you have the Syndergaard thing hurts a lot more than the Conforto situation. Conforto, you as I was at that game that day, back in September, the last game of the season, last home game of the season, he was being serenaded with cheers and thank you, Conforto. Like you kind of knew, all right, this guy's not gonna be on the team anymore. There's a little, he might take the offer, but the signs pointed to him not taking that offer and being get out. It was nice seeing you here in Flushing. With Syndergaard, he said, "Oh, I can't picture myself being in New York. I love the city." He had a press conference after the final game of the year talking about that, and now you just go on and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Los Angeles." I mean, the West Coast, I guess the weather's nice over there. You don't have to go any winters, but I don't
Yo,
know. Just like,
hold on to that.
yeah,
Look, New Yorkers are so fucking emotional. When it comes to players saying I love playing in New York and I can't picture myself playing it anywhere else, y'all eat that shit up. I'm included. If a Yankee player were to say I love playing in New York, if Aaron Judge were to say I love playing in New York, I don't see myself leaving, and he goes to another team, it's business. But like we're so like attached to these players, like when we like we see them progress and they become superstars and all stars and all that
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It hurts, and I hear the hurt in your voice, bro. And honestly, I feel so bad for you. I usually clown on you, but right now I'm offering my sympathy.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. I appreciate that. I appreciate you
Hey
for
man,
saying that.
Cashman's gonna go get us a Seager Correa, so
Yo,
it'll be
I
okay.
think, I want to add on to this as well. There's talks about Chris Bryant. Now, it'd be nice to have Chris Bryant on the Mets. I would
That's
not
an
be,
improvement.
I would not be, yeah, I am absolutely an upgrade. I would not be against that, but
Great
it's
locker
all,
room guy.
it's all
We need
about
that.
the money. It's all about who's signing the checks and where he wants to sign.
Who's signing the
Uh,
checks, bro, for the Mets?
well, Cohen, Uncle Cohen's gonna be like, yo, Theo Cohen's gonna bring the money. That's it. He wants to bring in the deals. It's up to these players, obviously, to decide. Obviously, we couldn't keep two players already. We might be losing Baez, so I don't know, bro. Like, let's go Mets, baby. Yeah, yeah.
It's not looking too good for the Mets.
I'm gonna
When you
keep.
get a lot of players leaving like that,
Mhm.
I don't know, bro. Smells like disaster, bro.
I'm gonna keep the optimism. I was a little pessimistic when I heard the news. Um, I think it's a domino effect now that everything's like see how what's gonna fall into place now. These other free agents might just bolt out of here. We have a lot of players on, like notice that we have a lot of players who are not obligated to hold for next year. So this might be the ripple effect, I should say.
Well, there's a lot of ways you can go if people decide to leave, Like you have this superstar, you have DeGrom, they're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So You just take it one step at a time. But what you really need to do is find a GM and find an identity for the team.
That's another thing. I was the GM search looks to be a little settled out now. Billy Epler, I want to pronounce it incorrect, used to be the general manager of the Angels. He's gonna sign on to be the Mets GM. The fact that it took this long is kind of surprising, I should say. But now we got somebody to lead the to right the ship now. Now we all just need is a manager. I don't know who the hell. That's another problem is, in itself. Who the hell is gonna be the skipper?
Cohen
Like,
has his right hand man.
what do you mean?
Like GM is kind of like the right hand man to the owner.
No, yeah. Cohen has it. Yeah. But now you need somebody to manage the whole the ball players.
The right hand man to the right hand man.
Yeah, right hand man to the right hand man. You know, our guy, our former GM decided to be your third base coach now. So that was a little shocking to hear that. Rojas, third base coach. So,
Oh, nice.
I don't think it's a slap to the face to us. Honestly, we wish him all the best. He tried his
It
best there.
was yeah. I was just scrambling to find a manager at that point. He was like, "Oh, you want a job? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here."
Yo, you went up the ranks. That's great. Beltran, we didn't know Beltran cheated. That's a whole thing right there too. Beltran shit. I don't think they should bring him back, but I mean, I've seen crazier shit happen.
After that wild card game, I'm glad we have a third base coach that's going to pay attention to what's happening, and hopefully, with the better. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the Yankees, bro. I don't know if you notice, but me as a Yankees fan, I noticed that the Yankees are really bad at running on the bases. And that's like fundamentals. I feel like we shouldn't be talking about this, but they're so bad on the base pad. And partly it could be because of like the third and first base coaches. I don't know. But all I know is they make poor base running decisions. And hopefully, with the signing of Rojas to third base, that'll make things better. But we're just going to have to wait and see because we don't know anything about like inside positions like that. Like, how much of a factor does your third base coach really like affect your base running and all that shit?
it's
Um,
it's a it's a vital part of the team. I think if you don't know what the hell you should go try to steal home. I mean, you guys have a lot of mishaps this entire season. Um, Offensively, a bunch of outs that you guys shouldn't have been called out on. A lot of problems, like you mentioned, that wild card game is a great example, a very good example. It's a good thing you have somebody. Rojas is as a GM. I mean, he's pays attention to a lot of things. He was very much into the little things on a team, and I think it
as a
to be fun as
manager or as a GM?
oh no, as a manager. Oh, Rojas is the manager. Him being the manager of the Mets, even though he had the collapse is one thing, but I think as a third base coach, I think he'll do absolutely fine in the Bronx now. So hey, good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
Another thing I like to add, bro. Now you heard about the AL Cy Young Awards? They just announced it recently, and your guy placed in second, Garrett Cole. What's your thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
that's good.
This guy hates Garrett Cole, son.
It's not a championship.
I know it's not a
It's,
championship. I just wanted your thoughts, bro. He kind of left you guys
that's
on an
great.
island there.
That's great.
That's second
That's great.
place. Second place.
That's
Cy Young.
good.
Well,
Good job.
that should count. All right, never mind.
We gave you the money to win a championship, right?
You gave him you gave him the fucking money. Let me tell you that you gave him the money to not blow a damn wild card game, and guess what he did?
He blew
Guess
it.
what he did, bro?
He fucking blew it. Good job, Garrett Cole. Proud of you. Anyways, like, is that supposed to like make me happy? Like, I don't care.
No, I just wanted your thoughts, bro. It's something that you got a guy like him should win it, Cy Young.
Gallo won the fucking Gold Glove. You think I fucking care? Why you didn't do shit for us?
You guys signed him. He did provide a little jolt to that offense.
Barely, bro.
Can't say he didn't do anything. No, but I'm saying,
Barely.
him and Rizzo,
No, Rizzo was the one that fucking came through. Gallo, he didn't really have See, the thing is, Rizzo had like a lot of moments where like it was like, damn, like the defining moments, like
Mm-hmm.
moments that you remember and like, oh fuck, like he really won us that game. Gallo didn't really, you know, I mean, he had home runs and stuff, but it's not like, oh, you know, we were down seven innings and he comes through and he hits a home run to tie the game or put us in the league, stuff like that, you know, like impactful hits. And that's, as a Yankee fan, like you're gonna remember the players that make the biggest impact. Like I remember a lot of plays that Andrew Velasquez made over Gallo. You know, obviously Gallo gets paid a lot more. He's more
Mm-hmm.
popular.
Yeah.
Andrew Velasquez came in because they needed a replacement at shortstop, and he was out here making plays defensively and offensively. So shout out to him. I hope he gets another shot at the major league roster because he obviously produced. But yeah,
Hometown
Gallo
guy.
and yeah, hometown guy. Um, hopefully Garrett Cole gets his shit together and come playoff time next season, he gets the job done.
How many years? How many more years you guys have with Cole? Like how many years you have him on the contract? This is his second
This
season with them, right?
to be his second season. I believe in 3 more years he has a player option to opt out of his contract, and then I believe after those 5 years he has about 3 or 4 more years.
That's another thing. You
That's a
guys
lot of
have.
years.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of, and you guys have him. You guys have Stanton as well.
You got to pay Judge.
You got to pay Judge, Sanchez. Sanchez was on the trade talks. He was in talks of a trade. Sanchez. I don't know how true that is though, but I don't know if you want to
It's
go catcher like him, and you would know more than me, obviously about Sanchez, but him being in talks of getting traded, it should be a little bit of news, even though he's had a pretty lackluster season this year. But
it's gonna hurt me as a fan. I'm gonna be just like you. Like when you see Syndergaard go, and the thing is, well, that hurts a little more for you because he left on his own will. It's not like he got traded. The team
yeah,
didn't think he was good. He left because he wanted to leave. He didn't want to be with the Mets anymore. If Gary gets traded, I understand it's a business. I'm not gonna be mad. We had good times when he was a rookie. He came through and he won us a lot of games.
mm-hmm.
Um, got to do what we got to do defensively. We got to sharpen up on the because remember Gary doesn't catch for Garrett Cole. That's a big problem. Like we got to have a catcher that can just catch. It'd be our main guy, and then the backup guy. I don't know if Kyle Higo. I don't know. I don't want to say his name. I'm
His
scared.
backup, the backup.
Yes, the backup Kyle. I'm not gonna say it. I'm scared. I
Yeah,
didn't
I know who you.
practice. I didn't
I know who
practice.
you. I know who you're talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll make it work with him. Catchers is a hot commodity in the in baseball. There's not a lot of great catchers.
Yo, that's it. Like that position itself very important. Catcher position
The
very
most
important.
important.
It's almost like being, I don't want to say like quarterback of a team, but it's a very important position. At second to the pitcher, it's him. And you mentioned the catchers being a valuable position. It's kind of like what the outfielder market is right now. That's the reason why Conforto's demanding all that money, because the outfield market is very slim. For outfielders, it's free agency. So Conforto being looking for that bread, even though I don't think he deserves the money because of his performance
Petty.
on the plate. But
Petty.
I'm not petty, bro. I'm telling you, that's just how it is. He's gonna get his money. He's gonna get paid regardless. All right, and that's great for him. But he didn't do well. I don't think he warrants the numbers to be like, I'm gonna pay you plus 20 or plus $25 million even for 1 year deal. I don't know. Or long term contract. That's another whole other story though.
And I can't wait to see how the contracts are going to be constructed with the collective bargaining agreement.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see I would love to see high paying contracts for a short amount of years. I don't know if you remember, but they were talking about if Bauer were to get signed, he would sign contract are like 1 or 2 years for 50 million, and
Mm-hmm.
then it'll go from negotiations like from there, which obviously I think would be, I mean, God, fucking $50 million for 1 year.
I
That's a
think
lot.
it's funny. MLB, it's such a free for all when it comes to this outrageous amount of money that they're paying for, and it's I remember like a few seasons ago with the NFL and the NBA and how these NFL players are reacting to these NBA players getting these mega and guaranteed they get a lot of money, these NBA players, because they're the best at what they play at. But some of these
Mhm.
guys are getting a lot of money. Like Steph Curry, when he had their contract renewed with the Warriors, he was getting bank. And some of these
Supermax.
Supermax and NFL players like, yo, I need to go play for the league now because for the NBA because NFL ain't cutting the checks. So it's kind of the same thing with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball has a lot of money to these guys. It's a free for all. I feel like almost. It's just like fuck. There's no budget here. Here, listen. You want to get? We're gonna pay you a lot of money. 300 million for so and so amount of years.
Yeah, well, that's like I said, like with OBJ last week, you can't
Mm.
just go on a team.
He
You
took the
can't
league
just go on a
minimum.
team.
He took the league minimum. Veteran
Yeah, I
minimum. Sorry.
know, but like baseball is different.
No, you
Like
can't.
you're getting paid solely off of what you can do. Like what we seen you do, that's it. Like
But
the
baseball.
NBA
Mhm.
sort of has like some system, and they have systems. There's different styles of play of basketball. Like there's but like in baseball, you just gotta go and play. That's it. You gotta perform. The numbers, statistics. If you can show those to me over a span of 162 games, I will give you all this money.
The baseball is such that position that you're playing. Remember, it takes a long time for these guys to get to the majors. Some people play in the minors for so long, and when you finally get to that plateau, and you finally make to the bigs, you're warning that money because obviously a lot of other people are trying to get to that spot where you're at, and you're there for a reason. So they're gonna asking for you of a lot, and if you obviously succeed and do what you do, then obviously these teams are gonna come out with the checkbook, and you're gonna get all that money for it. So that's the difference the difference between an NFL or the NBA. Like you said, if you can hit three 300 plus every year at the plate, then you're gonna get your best more money that are worth well spent, money well spent. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. That's crazy to me how sports works like that, especially, and it's all different. Like, I mean, I'll never know like what it's like to be a professional athlete because my prime is nearing to an end.
Nah, I
Um,
mean
but
it's kind of with everything. If you look at it like that as an athlete and as being a player of any league, it's kind of like you're a position you hold at a job. And if the contract states that you're getting so and so amount, you might think, hey, listen, I'm worth more than that what they're offering right now. You might be doing you might want a little more money. It's kind of the same. It's the same. You could implement it in a way to how these athletes are getting paid, even though it's about millions and millions of dollars. You're not getting paid millions of dollars, but you're asking for that money. You warn, hey, listen, I'm worth more than what you're offering me right now on the table. It's kind of a lot of situations are like that, honestly.
you look at
So
it from an amateur perspective, yes.
I'm looking at it as as an amateur, as somebody that's we can't play. I wish I could throw for 1,000, 1,000 touchdowns. Like I wish I could do all of that shit, but you look
Yeah,
at it
bro.
as from an amateur perspective, exactly.
Yeah, we just be negotiating. Yeah, I'm a little bit worth more than minimum wage. You don't think so?
I listen. I'm going through a little contract. Speaking of I'm going through a little contract negotiation myself. So
Yeah.
gotta got. I can't speak on that too much, but you look at it. You look at a lot. You trying to negotiate yourself a deal.
Yes, of course.
um. So I would like to talk about something that was recently stated today. A little team.
Today.
Oh, not
Okay.
really today, but the last few since the season started.
Okay.
Um, how Kevin Durant playing for the Brooklyn Nets is a huge mistake. Now, I need you to tell me something, bro. Is this something that you think he's regretting a lot about because of his buddy Kyrie Irving, or you think he's fine with how everything is right now? Because I'd be far from fine knowing that I have this much of a problem on my team that I can't, we can't even get wins against the good squads. They played the Warriors the other night and they got blown out, and they beat the Cavaliers yesterday. That's the Cavaliers. They're a good team. They're a scrappy team, but I think you're expected to beat them if you're the Brooklyn Nets. But against Golden State Warriors, they look pretty flat. This entire season's been looking kind of up and down, even though they're 10-5. This entire season is kind of a question mark for the Brooklyn Nets. I just need you to ask you, bro. You think he regrets coming to play at the Barclays?
I don't think so, bro.
It's that checkbook. No?
I don't think so. Who cares? Like, yeah, like we talk about these people like all the time because like sports culture is so, prevalent in New York.
Yeah.
But I don't think he cares, bro. Like, no matter what. I know KD himself is a diva. And I know he's on that burner and he's looking at people talk.
Yeah.
And it kind of bothers him, but like it shouldn't. Who cares, bro? You play for the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, there's a lot of casuals. You get paid millions of dollars to play basketball, play the game that you love. Is what it is. I know it's bigger than that sometimes. Everybody's trying to team up to beat LeBron. This is what it is, bro.
I think you're missing that point here, bro. The fact of the matter is that he came to play with Kyrie Irving. Like, the purpose of me going to play in Brooklyn was because of your ass.
Yeah,
and your ass ain't on the court. So
okay,
you could have went to any other team, bro, and you know this. Durant had a lot of options. He could have went anywhere else. He went to the Knicks. He didn't choose to go to the Knicks. We're brought in a conversation again. Oh, he should have went to the Knicks. Listen, I can't envision a Durant-led Knicks now because that shit ain't ever happening. I hate how people try to put a narrative on, oh, he should have went to the Knicks. No, we got what we got now. I'm happy what we got right now, a squad that we got. Would have been nice to have it, but we're not in that position. I got to think, oh, he should have went to the Knicks. It's kind of late for that now. So he's stuck with what he has in Brooklyn. Harden doesn't look like Harden now. If you watch any of the games or any of his any highlights of James Harden, he's looking pretty lost since they did that the refs kind of calling a little more less fouls on him now. If you notice, he's not getting those calls anymore. He can get into the stripe. He can get into the line. He can't pull the little step back, the Harden step back anymore, or try to do that little a jab step or kind of cross or draw the foul. You can't do that anymore now. So Harden's looking pretty. I don't want to say average. Harden's going to do what Harden's going to do, but Durant. I don't think Durant expected this at all when he came to the Nets. Obviously, this whole thing going on in the world is out of his hands, but it's kind of like, bro, I came to play here because of you, and now we're out struggling. I don't think they're not going far in the playoffs. I'm going to tell you this right now.
When you put it in that perspective, I think that, yes, I would be fucking tight. Because, like, I'm doing all, like, I could have just, gone to a team that was, like, looking to actually build around me. And you told me, like, I don't know, I don't know how these players work, but I'm pretty sure it was like, yo, bro, we could just go here because they got all the money. We go there, we team up, we beat LeBron every year for the next 5-6 years. We're good. But that's kind of not what's happening. And I'm pretty sure Durant is tight on that front, but you got to do what you got to do. He's out here fucking putting up 28 points per game, and that's
scoring.
all you can do.
Yeah.
No, yeah, of course. He's never going to stop scoring. Durant is Durant.
Exactly. But they're not doing anything to alleviate this problem.
What can you do?
What can you do? What can you do? But I'm saying there's a solution to this problem. There's got to be a solution there.
What? There's no solution.
I don't know.
The solution is
Patty Mills is a good point guard. I mean, but ain't he enough?
He's not Kyrie though.
He's not Kyrie Irving though. Exactly.
Like I don't know, bro. Like, there's no getting out of this situation. The man doesn't want to get vaccinated. He doesn't believe in the vaccination. Whatever, that's fine. I get it. Kevin Durant has his hands tied. The only thing he can do is play basketball. That's it. Like, I mean, you can't be mad about it. Like, it's just the cards that have been dealt. Mans don't want to get vaccinated. I can't do anything about it. You're just gonna have to play basketball. Whatever happens, like down the line in the season, whatever. Kyrie is just like he crashed his stock, bro. Kyrie, I don't think he ever play basketball again. Like he's never gonna see basketball ever again. He's went to the he's been on the Cavaliers, got traded to the Celtics, and then he went to the Nets. All of those teams have gotten bad taste in their mouth because of Kyrie Irving. I don't know if it's because he worked with Braun, and then after being with Braun, the shot that he did to basically win them the finals, it was all credited to Braun and not him. And he was like, you know what? People don't appreciate me as a player. I'm gonna go find my own shine. And it didn't work out for him.
It didn't pan out as
So
well for sure.
instead of actually playing and living up to the legacy, he is diminishing his legacy. And he wants to be known as, somebody who is addressing social issues, which I 100% stand by. Any athlete or anybody who has, a significant amount of money and is looking to make use of that money by being progressive and moving our society forward is always going to be appreciated. But in terms of basketball, Kyrie's never going to see the court again. And if he does, that'd be lit. Because Kyrie's amazing. He's a fucking wizard when it comes to playing basketball. You know? And that's all I have to say on that. If I was Kevin Durant, hell yeah, I'd be tight. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm a ball. That's it. Harden, clean your shit up, bro. Understand the rules of basketball. You're talented enough to go out there and fucking make adjustments. That's what sports is about. The rule changes are not catered towards the way you used to play, and you keep playing like that. What you need to do is change it the fuck up. You're talented enough to do that. Bing bong.
Bing bong, yo. Absolutely agree, bro. I agree. Speaking of Bing Bong, next loss yesterday, the 8-7 on the year.
No bing
It's
bongs.
no Bing Bongs yesterday. I was watching a game last night, and I've been pretty much on top of the Knicks this season.
Yes,
I've
you
been
have.
watching every game, and you know this. I've
Dedicated.
been, I've been trying to. I live tweet a lot, via Twitter account. If you guys see the tweets, the tweets. I try to live tweet as the game's going on. They lost yesterday against the Magic again. I don't know how the hell they blow two uh, games at home against the Orlando Magic. They're 4-11, and two of those wins are from the Knicks. I don't understand why the Knicks are like this. Sometimes it reminds me of the old kind of previous before last season's Knicks, where they would lose games. They're like that you should have won. You should be winning these games against the Magic, and you don't. As I was watching the game yesterday, bro, and the last few games, the defense clamped up against the Pacers on Monday. Now, I'll give them that. They played well against the Pacers on Monday at home. They clamped up in the fourth quarter. Defense came out to play. It's a beautiful win they had. That's great. Yesterday, they had, their offense was kind of on and off. Randall doesn't look like him. Randall, let me tell you this right now, bro. Julius Randall does not look like himself, bro. And I know I was very high on him before this year has started, saying he should, I think he was going to get back to his old form. Those playoff scares that he had last year was just the playoffs. You get nervous. It's the first go around at the playoff, pretty important games you're playing. You might get cold. You might get a little cold, cold feet a little bit and not be able to play. But so far he has not been great, bro. And it's another thing too, bro. When Thibs puts in the bench, he puts in Obi, he puts in Burks at the one, he puts in quickly RJ. That bench, bro, that we were down by 10 points, bro. They went on a 12-2 run. And as soon as they put Randall and Kemba back in, and shout out to D Rose as well. D Rose made some costly turnovers yesterday. It's a whole other thing. But shout out to D Rose as well. That bench squad that they have, when they run the bench on the court, that team is crazy how much of a difference it makes when you look at the bench and you look at Randall coming in. kind of isolating the ball. Like I don't understand why you feel the need to play ISO ball. It reminds me a lot of like when Melo was on the Knicks towards the end of his time with the Knicks before he got shipped out. He was kind of playing ISO ball, kind of try to make something happen, either get fouled or miss a shot. It's something that's he has to get out of that. He has to get out of that rhythm of trying to do that every time he gets the ball. Like you got your team there. Your team's been dogging the entire game. I think you should give him the ball. Get your guys that have been dogging. Obi's been playing fucking great, bro. Like, have you been watching how Obi Toppin plays, bro? You know who Obi
I
Toppin
haven't,
is.
bro.
Lanky, very.
Yeah, of
He
course.
rebounds immensely. 18 minutes of playing time, bro. He had yesterday. The most he's had, I think, this season. Electric off the bench. You have all these, this whole basically the youth off the bench, and now you the last 2 minutes of the game they blew it. They came back. They blew it at the end of the game. Defense another issue as well, and Tibbs made a great point. But you gotta play the 48 minutes. You gotta play an entire game. You can't just play. That's just fundamental basketball, to be honest. And if you're gonna have any more chances against squads like the Bucks, like Miami, like the Nets, they have a tough. They're playing the Suns, and they're gonna be. Well, not playing the Suns. They're playing the Lakers next week. LeBron's
Well,
not
that's
back,
a
but
that's a
yeah,
get right game.
that is a get right game. But they got to get through Chicago and Houston first. So I think you should win those games against Houston. I think you definitely win against Houston because Houston's not. They're not
Not
a great
good.
squad. Chicago's a great team. As this season, they've been playing great as well. We played them down
Yes.
to the wire last time. That should be a good game. They ain't got the
It's gonna be out that
Lakers.
garden.
No, it's on the road again. They're on the road. They're at home against the Rockets, and they're at home against the Lakers. So the Garden will be packed for that Laker game. That's going to be an exciting environment to witness. But yeah, man, get it right, New York. You want these bing bongs, and I'm all for that shit, bro. The culture is fucking nuts, and at the Garden for the Knicks fans. You got to get it right, man. Right the ship. You still got plenty of time. So, but for now, that's where we standing at.
No bing bongs for now.
No bing bongs, bro. That side talk shit is taking fucking off. If you fucking notice that shit, bro, it's taking off like crazy. Uh, I think what they did with the Knicks thing really propelled them. I'd just like to say that now. It's fucking hilarious though.
You got anything else for me, Ed?
Not too much. Not too much, boss. It's a lot of a tough week in terms of being
Being
a
a New
Mets,
York's fan.
being a New York fan.
Yeah.
At least we didn't have the Giants play this week. That's one thing I could take solace out of. We didn't see a loss this past Sunday. Jets stunk it up like always. By the way, I don't know if. Sorry, we got to bring up the Jets somehow. OBJ
We
had
hate
played
the
for the
Jets.
OBJ came to the Rams I think last week the deal wasn't done when we had last spoke last week. I don't think the deal was done for the Rams. There's a
What
lot of
was?
rumors going. The
No, it
Rams
was. It
deal,
happened the day.
the
It
day
happened the
of.
day we recorded.
Yes, the day of. Uh I was watching the game. He didn't get too many looks. LBJ, you think he's average? I don't know. Is he an average wideout?
It's one game, bro. Like I said, football is a mentally challenging
I
and
said
physically challenging game.
I'm thinking. I never said he is an average wide receiver. I'm telling you, what do you think? There are people that are speaking that he's an average wideout. I'm not saying that he's an average wideout. He has the talent. He is a very talented wide receiver, a very talented NFL player. He's obviously in the league. The Rams obviously wanted him. He is a very talented player. I am not saying he's average.
I'm in the boat that I
Don't even
believe he has something left in the tank to offer to be a good wide receiver. I don't think he could be as great as when he first started, when he broke out to the league. What a lot of people don't remember is that Odell Beckham Jr. caught passes from Eli Manning like since high school, bro. Eli Manning would always throw to OBJ. So it makes a lot of sense why Eli Manning knew how to use Odell Beckham because he threw to the kid throughout his college days, throughout his high school days, like Eli would always throw to him. So of course, in a professional, setting, which is the NFL, Eli Manning knew how to work OBJ the best. He literally made OBJ single-handedly.
That's the narrative nowadays. That is the narrative. Eli
That is
made
the
OB.
narrative, and is looking very correct.
Well, it's. I mean, I think you think we're gonna talk about this. Come if the Rams win the chip. You think
About
all
OBJ.
is forgiven about OBJ? Yeah.
All all is forgiven about OBJ. OBJ hasn't really done anything.
No, I'm
So
not saying to us, but not all is forgiven. I should say that people are gonna forget about his problems as a player on the field and performance wise. I think if you win a championship, I think you just throw it out the window. That's it. Just forget about everything else.
because OBJ always has demands, and if there's those demands don't get met, then he's gonna throw a fit. I realize that he's a great player, and I respect it. I know greatness when I see it, but OBJ needs to grow the fuck up.
Anyway, man.
Be honest. Let's be honest. I'm being
No,
honest. I love OBJ. I love the guy,
me too.
but
Me too. I'm a fan for him. I'm rooting for him. When they retire his jersey, how many years from now they're gonna retire his jersey? I'm pretty sure 13 is gonna get retired by the Giants at one point.
oh, what a hot take!
I think so. No, I
Holy
think so.
shit, bro!
I
No
think
way.
so. I think so. No, his by the Giants. I think he's in that Ring of Honor category. I'm surprised they haven't put Plaxico yet, but that's another story though. But I think he's gonna be.
OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., the wide receiver, number 13, is getting hung. They're hanging the rafters for OBJ. That's what you think.
There's a lot of wide receivers that play the position for the Giants that has had that much of an impact. You look at Cruz, you look at him, you look at Amani Toomer,
This
a
man is
lot of other.
serious.
Huh?
This man is serious.
I listen, bro. You never know. We could come back to this thing years down the line when his career is all said and done, and they're having a ceremony. If they decide to have a ceremony at MetLife, I will come back to this day, this conversation, at this time, and I
Ceremony
will.
for what?
I'm not saying Hall of Fame. I'm saying just the Giants. You think they don't appreciate what he did for them for the short amount of time that he was there for?
I don't think they appreciate him at all because they traded him
But
to the
that's
Browns.
okay. That's the fucking GM. Let's go back to your fucking buddy. This all comes back to your fucking boy Gettleman. If he's not the GM, I don't think he will be the GM. I think
Edwin,
they'll mend it.
Edwin, you
I
think
think somehow they'll mend it.
okay, but what would be the reason that they retire number
They
13?
let bygones be bygones, unless somehow maybe towards his end. Who knows? There might be somebody else in charge. They might, hey, you want to finish career here in with the Giants? You've seen that happen before, where players come back to their first team just to finish their career out. Who knows? You can. He had yo, bro. Don't say he didn't have a good seasons with us, bro. Even though it was a very short amount of time, he had great years with us.
Edwin, there's no denying that. But do you honestly believe, after all the things that we've been through with Odell Beckham, not just on the field, off the field, his off the field antics bled over to the media? They got a hold of a lot of the things that he did. I don't know if it was baking soda or blow, whatever with the pizza. I remember that. I don't know if you remember that.
Okay, all
And
right, all
when
right.
listen, no, before you cut me off, things like that are not they're not really in high regards, and I don't think players that get caught on camera doing blow on pizza are going to be have their jerseys hung in the rafters, my friend. I don't think it's just not possible. It's not happening. Be realistic.
All right.
Yes, I
make
agree.
You make a valid
it,
point.
Look,
but
it was Gettleman. Look. No, I'm not finished. Let me finish. I got one more thing to say. I agree. Yes, it was Gettleman that made the trade, but who okayed it? The owner of the team. So don't forget that. People who get their numbers retired are because one, they brought tons of excitement and joy to the franchise. Eli Manning, he's getting his number retired. Nobody's wearing number 10 for the Giants ever again because of the things that he's done on and off the field. Eli is an amazing person. OBJ, he's not.
All right. All right. The boat trip is one thing you forgot. That boat picture, the baking soda. I'll call it baking soda. That's okay. You provide some very very valid points there. Maybe I am uh maybe I'm just a little
Delusional.
maybe just a little delusional. But
You're a little
I
too
figured why
much
they
in love
don't.
with OBJ.
I figured why they didn't retire Plax's number because he shot himself in the foot. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't forget about that. How can we forget about that? I remember that shit like it was yesterday, bro.
Yeah, no. Shot himself in the foot. You're never getting your number
Bro.
retired like that.
Who knows? I mean, listen, it might take years. It might take him when he's old and like
It might take
really
never.
okay.
It might take never. He's never
You know,
getting his number retired as a Giant.
all right, you won. But I will say that.
Because it's kind of hard to argue. Oh yeah, the dude did blow with a couple of strippers in the hotel off a pizza.
All right, bro. All right, I understand. I take back what I said. Maybe he's not Ring of Honor worthy,
Glad I could change your mind.
but I wish him the best anyway. So.
No, yeah, of course. We always wish OBJ the best.
We have a great game Monday against TB12.
Bucks,
The TB12, the defending
Tampa
champs,
Bay.
Tampa Bay. They've gone a whole entire month without winning a game. Now I don't know if that's good or bad for the Buccaneers, but when Tom Brady's playing, when he plays pissed, it's a tough game. When he plays upset, when he has a reason, when he has a chip on his shoulder like that. So I don't know what's going to be the storyline for Monday. Saquon's supposed to be back, so.
Also take into consideration that Tom Brady is playing pissed against the New York Giants, and there's always going to be bad blood with Tom Brady and the Giants. So we might get blown out by 50 points, and Saquon is going to be a non-factor. Like straight, once I see Buccaneers and I think a running back, bro, Saquon is not doing shit against the Buccaneers. He's coming off an injury. It's not happening. We're not going to be able to get anything going. We might be able to, hopefully get the short passes out to let our wide receivers do work.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's going to get us very far. On the bright side, though, we're in contention for the playoffs at 3-6. We're in the hunt. And on top of that, we're wearing Color Rush on Monday. Gotta love it.
7th seed, bro. The 7th seed. We're in the hunt. The standings show the Giants on that list. I wish I was lying. I wish I was making this up, but 3-6 is a possibility. It's an open. It's kind of like open season, honestly, for that last wild card spot. Because every other spot in the playoffs, every other seed in the NFC, it's pretty much decided. These teams are so far ahead of the Giants at this point.
Yeah,
you really hope you're banking on that 7th seed, but there's so much competition for that last spot. So for them to make a run,
expanded playoffs.
I mean, that's expanded, but for them to make a run, it's kind of. I don't see this team making a run the way this has been playing this entire season. I don't see a run happening. Even though they won against the Raiders, but I don't see a run from the Giants. But
full force, bro. You don't think like if we have all our pieces, Shepard, Galladay, Tony, Saquon, you don't think so, bro? Offensively, we've been okay. It's not amazing. Okay.
I mean, we don't have the weapons. We bring Galladay back. Galladay's been pretty lackluster, but he has been healthy enough for us to really say that it was a waste of a year for him. But when he's on the field, I'm talking about. Like when he's on the field, he could play, but him being hurt doesn't help. Saquon's a whole nother story. Him being hurt, he's still young, so obviously he's not out of time. But if he can't get healthy soon and can't stay healthy for 2-3 seasons consistently, I think his career is going to be pretty much. It's bad, honestly. The Saquon situation is really bad. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes Monday.
Uh,
I'll be tuning in for sure. We'll both be tuning in.
will be tuning in.
We
Yes,
will be
you
tuning
you
in.
get the Manning cast. You get the Manning cast with the
With
Giants
Eli,
game.
bro. We Eli, yeah, of course. You talking about his old
Oh, that's
squad?
great.
He did
That's
the one
great.
with the Chiefs a few weeks ago, and he was pretty much talking about his experiences with the Giants. Obviously, talk about old
Giants.
stories and whatnot. So it's kind
Yeah.
of. Hey, listen, Manicast is amazing, bro. I love it. I think it's fucking. It's great
Do
for
you
ESPN.
think do you think that they're gonna start moving towards that type of like format, like with sports? Obviously, you don't have them like posted on the side, but more something more conversational because like you're listening to them talk
Mm-hmm.
and they're giving like all these great stuff. It's like a like it's like you're listening to a podcast.
It's like us almost. Like you're talking, you're just chatting. You're kind of like
Yeah,
a watch. Like a, it's. I look
a
at
watch
that
party.
man. A watch party. Yeah, yeah. I look at it as a watch party. The Payne and Eli Monday night. You could do that with a lot of other. I mean, it works well because they're brothers. That they're both quarterbacks. They're obviously they played the position that they played at their position at the highest level for so long. Obviously, Payton's like a genius. Uh, in foot with his knowledge of football, it's insane. What he when he has a read and he tells you about certain stuff. Like as an average person like me and you, kind
Like,
of
oh shit.
that, that we
Oh
don't know
shit.
about football. We're not football guys. We played. I mean, I played. We really didn't play a lot. We played
Yeah.
a little bit, so we don't really. We're not into that field. To us to hear that what Payne breaks down, and to have his brother Eli, obviously us being Giants fans, we are obviously very much for Eli. And to have him, a bickering sibling rivalry is kind of you're at the bar, you're just chatting it up. You're just chatting it up, watching the game. Yo, you seen what happened just there? That's crazy. You should have went the other way. You should have threw it to the slot guy, or should have went to this option. Other shit like that. I love it. I don't know if you can put other people in. I don't know who else would work for that though. To be honest, like who else can you put other than those two guys in terms of football? I forget about the other. Let's just talk about football for 1 second. Can you do that with other like siblings, like the Watt brothers, I guess you could say, or the Kelseys? You really do it with them? Can you actually picture that?
No,
Or you just put like best friends and have them
I,
do a show, like
that's not
notable best
that's
friends.
no you're I feel like the scope of it is like very you're like getting into like too niche. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if you just got two guys that are friends and they know a lot about football and they can
Yeah,
offer different insights and on top of that be pretty entertaining, then I think you got yourself a show. Mind you, there's other broadcasts like you could go on Twitch and watch a game and have other people commentate because you like them better. We're just moving towards that future. I feel like in the future we'll have like you get to pick the broadcaster you want instead of just picking the network, you know? So I think that's where we're going towards the future. And them ESPN providing the option of having those two legends talk about football just it's great. It's great for them because obviously they don't know how to fucking utilize their sports. I don't know, it's fucking weird. But yeah, I love the Manning cast. We were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to talk about the Manning cast a very long time ago, and now we're finally talking about it. And it's great.
I
I
love
would
it.
love to do a Manning cast. I think we could do a Manning cast. It would be the
What
amateur cast.
the amateur cast do a little live stream thing, uh, live tweeting, live,
Live
like
commentating.
live
Like
commentating.
we could so do that.
We could definitely get that done, bro. I am 100% behind it. If we can even do it for certain Knicks games, very high the Knicks games. Obviously, the Giants games every Sunday. That'll be dope. I want to try to implement something with, kind of how we do every week, to see how it goes. I guess not to see what had went on during the week, for the NFL every week. I definitely want to try to get something where we could go over everything as well. So
Amateur report.
the amateur report, or I think there's a lot going on in NFL. NFL has an extra game this year in case I made it forgot. So the season's still very much. It's crazy how much the difference one extra game makes.
Yeah,
Like,
because the Giants are in fucking contention for the
and you
playoffs.
still have 2 months to go. You have little less than 2 months of football to go, and it's nuts. Honestly, you play into the second week of January, like you're guaranteed to play past that. You're guaranteed to play the second week of January when generally you're never. So you're not making the playoffs. That's it. That's your season's done. So I like that as well.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
Yes,
boss,
sir.
anything else that you had on your mind?
Subscribe on YouTube. Join the Discord. Follow on TikTok. Follow on Twitter. Whatever. We're out of here. Peace.